Hello, everyone. I would like to welcome you to a unique, dynamic approach to rehabilitation, which we learned the term rebuilding the self-esteem. Many of us that are incarcerated find life difficult because we had no coping skills, no channeling, no way of being able to have our voices heard without doing something ignorant. I understand that there's no excuse for our actions, nor will it ever be. But what I am telling you is that E.A.T has created a unique approach to healing. I like to believe what Einstein said, that there are no new inventions, only modification to existing ones. And what E.A.T has done is modify 23 years of work from self-help rehabilitation, things such as gang awareness, anger management, domestic violence, substance abuse, cognitive behavioral therapy, to name a few, and unpack it in a way to create a healing environment, one that is safe for people to talk about who they were, what they're doing to change, and where they see themselves in the future. This thought process is something that many groups think of, but only few have the wherewithal to attain. In E.A.T, we ask each person to look within what led them to be a perpetrator of crime. We ask them to understand that they weren't born to be that person, that when they lashed out and created a victim pool, they did so because they were hurt inside. And yes, the analogy rings true, that hurt people hurt other people. But we want you to understand that in the same token, healed people can help heal other people. That our reality is that we foster healing inside every classroom that we have. That each module is carefully designed to help people understand and unpack adverse childhood experiences. So much so that it creates an uncomfortable setting. But as they leave better than they came in. Why do you want to invest in E.A.T? Well, E.A.T is unique because it encompasses 23 years of self-help programming condensed into a one-year program. It has not done so to minimize any of the self-help involved inside the strategy of learning success. But it has done so because most people, whether in society or incarcerated, don't have that amount of time to invest inside of it. What E.A.T creates is not just rehabilitation, but ambassadors of change. Our goal as ambassadors of change is to one day reintegrate into society and help prevent the stigma that once came with prison. Our goal is to help people understand that healing is possible as long as we learn to look within ourselves and not blame others. That healing is possible as long as we don't justify our actions and look at the root causes, which usually stems from our ACEs and our childhood trauma. Healing is always our final goal. Healing will always be at the forefront of our plate. But we want you, as a potential investor, to understand that healing is complicated because for most of us, it requires reliving the trauma, reliving the events that placed us in a criminal mindset from the get-go. It makes us rethink about who we were, what we were, and why we did our crimes. For some, it's easy. For many, it's difficult. And the journey is always hard. Our future is only predicated on those who can convey this message, those who are willing to talk about what they've been through, where they're at, and where they see their lives going. Because only by doing so can we allow the youth, the future generations that are being born out in society, clear paths at recovery. Help them understand that if they choose to be different, they will be different. That if they can be accountable for who they are and where they are in their life, that they can create one less perpetrator, which will create one less crime, which, in the end, will create one less victim. As long as we can do this, one person at a time, the goal and the success of each program is in your hands. Potential investors, funders, people who consider healing is possible, I want you to think about E.A.T in this perspective. E.A.T is unique because we offer a multifaceted approach toward self-help and rehabilitation. We offer a multifaceted approach toward allowing the ACEs that we suffer from, that for many of us were the reasons for our criminality, to find resolution. ACEs is an acronym that stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences. It is something that we relate to and have to process in order to allow ourselves to no longer hold on to the trauma associated with that traumatic event. We offer society a means of being able to end future victims by creating one less perpetrator, and understanding that by doing so, we stop one less crime. This is all possible by allowing persons and people that inside this program use proven facts through scientific studies to allow themselves to come to terms with their criminal thought process, come to terms with their unresolved childhood traumas, to come to terms with domestic violence and substance abuse. E.A.T has many hats that we wear. What we are not are social workers. What we will never be are psychologists. But what we will be are people that foster safe environments to allow a person to be their true, authentic selves, to face the fear that drove them to pick up guns or numb their conscience or numb their souls. For lack of better words, to run away from someone or something. Ambassadors of change is what we will always be, but we can only do this effectively with your support. We can only be our true potential, healing for society with people like you believing in us. What you will never see is anything scripted. What you will always see is true, authentic people reliving many traumas and healing inside the process. We ask you to do this. We ask you to be those persons to help us further E.A.T, not only in an incarcerated state, but in society. With your donations, you allow us to replicate this program and go statewide. We went from one program here at San Quentin on Thursdays to 2 programs here at San Quentin now on Saturday. Our goal is to have a 3rd program, but we can only do so with people like you. People that are willing to help believe in something that they can't hold in their hands, but that they can hold in their hearts. By you allowing us to create this environment, to replicate this environment, we are in fact creating one less victim. Because each one of these people that we have learned to call ourselves criminals are now accountable for our actions. We understand that if we want to break the cycle, we must break it within ourselves first. We ask you, donate to E.A.T. Because by doing so, you help create one less victim. Give what you can, but give from your heart. Come see our program when you can and support us when we're taking this program to society. Thank you. Please invest wisely. Please do what you can because you can change lives.